It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, my name is Tyrone Lowe. Welcome to my show, The Legends. And in the House of the Legends, we have somebody that's been around. She's fabulous, and she's an R&B singer. And we are actually broadcasting from Philadelphia. And I give you Tanqueray Hayward. How you doing, Tanqueray?
Hey Tyrone, how are you?
I'm quite well. Welcome to the show, The Legends. Now, before we get into the introductory and talk about Tanqueray Hayward, um, you're in the military, or were you in the military, or are you still active?
I'm in the reserves.
Okay. And she protects our country, y'all, so you got to give it that respect, okay? Um, so, in the beginning for you, how did you actually encounter the craft of singing? Were you a child, or were you inspired as a child to actually start singing, or were you influenced by someone to actually make you sing?
No, I just started singing as a child and started singing in church, and I always loved music. My mother always played music, so it was just natural. We would sing around the house, and again, she would play a whole bunch of records. So that's how I got started with that.
Okay. And as a early singer, did you have any artists that actually influenced you at the time?
Yes, Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, Mary J. Blige, and Vogue. hmm
Okay. And so, um, when you went into the military, were you still singing, or are I mean, you're actually in the reserves. So did that actually stop you from actually singing, or was it something that you just kept wanting to be doing at the time?
I didn't start performing until 6 years ago.
Okay.
So I've been in the military 19 years. So,
Okay.
music just has always been in my life, but I wasn't performing when I joined. So
Okay.
it hasn't really affected anything.
All right. So when you started singing and you wanted to actually be professional and stuff, how did that come about?
Back in 2013, a friend of mine had a birthday party and
Right.
he wanted a jam session for a birthday party, which was different. So it was a live band and he invited a bunch of Philly artists and he told me he wanted me right there to sing because he always believed in my gift. And so I did. I went in and my friend, his name is Mr. And so I sang the song Sister from The Color Purple, but I added Mr. To
Okay.
it. And so people were like, oh my God, who is that? And so from there, the networking began. And then I started my journey performing in Philadelphia after that.
Okay. And so, who was your producer that actually produced you to the point where, you started actually recording to the point where it became active as a craft for you?
Okay, so the way that it happened for me, my music just came out during COVID. So I didn't have
Okay.
any producers or anybody, before all of this happened. So my music came out last year, and the producer's name is T.L. Scheider. He's actually the younger brother of Gary Scheider from Parliament Funkadelic.
Hmm.
Met him on Facebook, and he wanted to work with me. And so we got together, and here we are.
That's nice. So where you at now? Before we even answer that question, let's talk about live performance. Have you done any of those as of yet, or
Since COVID,
yeah? I mean, before that.
I've been performing since 2014.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the places that you actually performed.
Well, I've performed at a couple different venues, sold out
Hmm.
about 12 times at various venues. I've sang in New York, I've sang in DC. So I've sang quite a few places, but definitely around Philadelphia. I've been singing there around, a lot.
Okay. And let's, we talking about some of the music that you put out. Actually, it has created a big buzz because I've seen your bio and you've been to quite a few places, and your music definitely got a big score as far as top tens and things of that nature. So, how do you feel about that? And did you actually feel that it would actually get to that point of your craft?
Well, I've always wanted to be a star. So that has always, just been the goal. And so just to actually see it, come into fruition has been great.
Okay. And have people actually came to you and told you about, gave you positive feedback about your accommodations towards your career? And let's talk about that, because how do you feel about that when people come to you and say, well, listen, Tanqueray, this is great. Does it give you more energy? Does it encourage you more? Does it?
I get positive and negative, and so I use both to just continue to go. My art is my art. Everybody's not going to like what you like.
Right.
So if I can just, if one person likes it, I love it. So.
Okay. So you mentioned negative. Can you give us a little insight on that? Can you tell the viewers a little bit about that, if you may?
I've heard I sing too hard, I yell too much, can't dance. Well, I already know. I mean, I'm not Janet.
Right, right.
And I mean, just some choices like, I grew up in the church, so, a lot of the church
Mhm.
folk don't like that I sing secular music. So.
All right. And so had you took that negative feedback and actually apply it to something that just might, you know, make you a whole lot better than, you know, than you are?
I just keep doing what I'm doing because a lot of that stuff, I don't even pay it no mind.
Okay, that's great. And so let's talk about the highlight of your career. Do you have any?
Putting out an album.
Okay. And how did your album go? As far as when it came out?
How did it go? It
Yeah.
went very well. So as my bio states, all the numbers and where, the songs have been on the chart, you know.
Right.
hmm
That's great. Um, I love your songs because what I get from it is a whole lot of other genres to go with it. I hear a little jazz, a little hear R&B, and the features behind it to me is it's different. You remind me of Gail Campbell in a sense because she has that type of aura, just like you do, where um, she's like all type of gyres. You know what I'm saying? All in one, in a sense. And so what type of energy are you actually trying to give to your crowd through your songs?
I'm just putting out what I love and hopefully the people will respond. I don't put
And what
myself in
is
a
it?
category.
Okay. And what is it that you love?
Music.
You're very simple today, and that's cool. I like the fact that you're
I'm a
candid.
simple girl. I mean, it's not complicated.
Okay, and I like that about you. You know, in your career, if you had to do something over again that you overlooked, what would that actually be?
Started sooner with recording.
Okay. And you feel that that's something that you overlook to the fact that that it gives you self-satisfaction about yourself, or you
Well, at the
know
time, I was just worried about surviving and living. I wasn't even thinking about trying to record my own music. I was just trying
okay,
to make sure that the bills were paid. So I was performing just to keep the lights on.
okay. um you have a daughter, and I see that she's beautiful, and I see pictures of her being in the studio. Does she look up to you, and do she actually gives you any type of accommodation towards your after singing as well?
So when I had quit my job back in 2014 to pursue music, maybe about 6 months after that, I found out I was having her. So she's been with me through this whole musical journey. I was performing all the way up to the end. I went to the hospital after a gig and ended up having her a few days later. So she has been a part of this whole thing. So she came out singing. and dancing. And she knows all my songs, and she definitely looks up to me, even, you know, when I didn't think that she was. She's watching. And so it's great. And I'm looking forward to see how she's going to flourish as she gets older.
Okay. Would you actually change the type of genre of music into any other type of genres that you feel that might be more projectful for you?
Again,
Like
I don't
house
put myself
music,
I don't
like
put
house
myself in a
music or-
category. So if I
Oh,
like
okay.
it, I'm going to do it. And then it is what it is. So if it comes out house, if it's rock, if it's blues, if
Okay.
it's jazz, I just do
Right.
what I feel. So even with each of the songs, like I picked the tracks because
Right.
they just resonated with me.
Okay. That's a good thing to know. So Tanqueray, we're going to take a little pause, you know,
Okay.
and we're going to play some of your stuff and for the viewers, and we'll be right back. Okay. So viewers,
Okay.
stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
All right.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Turn around. You ain't really down.
Really now?
Playing the games you do. Someday, everything will be alright. Yeah, that different people make the world go round.
Because of you, my dreams are coming true.
That erases my rainy day.
Right now, I don't care who's watching.
For whatever the reason there might be.
With your love by my side, the world will be mine. You're the one for me.
Yeah.
The kind of love you only dream of. Everything I ever wanted. Pure ecstasy for me. That's all I want. This kind of love. This kind of love. And I know that it's real by the way that I feel. A love so strong, it keeps going on. You're the kind of man who makes your woman feel good. Give me flowers and open doors just like he should. You took my baby girl in just like she was yours. We became a family. It made me secure. This kind of love. This kind of love. And I know that it's real by the way that I feel. A love so strong, it keeps going on. The kind
got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
Hey, we're back. This is Tyrone Lowe. This is the show of the legends, and I have Tanqueray Hayward in the house. Hey, Tanqueray.
Hello, hello, hello.
Let's talk about this kind of love. Was that based on some type of life experience, and how did you encounter to actually for that production?
Yeah, so all of my songs are based on my life experiences, hence the reason why my album is entitled Definition of a Woman.
Mhm.
That was the second song that I recorded. That song was released in September of 2020.
Mhm.
And so I was very proud of it. It was the second song I ever recorded, and I did all the backgrounds. I wrote the song, and it was recorded in 4 hours.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Um, is your album based on any type of title like self and women empowerment or anything that might be quite political, or is it just something that's based on your life experiences of maybe some hardship or some complications that you actually went through?
So the title Definition of a Woman is basically the songs defining who I am as a woman.
Okay.
So each of the songs represent a different time in my life. So
Hmm.
mhm.
And so by you doing that, you're actually letting everybody know that this is who I am, what I went through, I overcame, and I'm still doing my thing. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, some stuff I didn't overcome, but just, just things I'm going through in general, because there's a lot of people, men and women, that go through some of the same stuff, so they can relate to it. So I believe that the music is very relatable.
Through this time that we're going through of as far as maybe emotional struggles and the climaxes and the things of that nature, for women that actually go through these things, do you have any type of suggestions for them, or is anything that you can do to actually highlight them, to let them know that you're not alone, that they're not alone?
I think having good friends could help, but I think if your spirit is grounded, with God, or you just have some type of spirituality, I think that helps as well, because sometimes you can't, trust friends either. So I'm thankful that I was brought into the church, even though I found God myself at a later
Right.
time. So I
Okay.
think that that has definitely helped me with my life. But I've also started to find more like-minded people. So if I do need to talk, there are people that I could reach out to and kind of vent to, and I can even, help encourage other women. So that's another thing that I've been doing. So, we just got to try to help and encourage one another to continue to live, because especially with depression, it's really rampant now. And
Right.
so, people, men and women, they just need that positive reinforcement.
Okay. It's good to know that at least you're reaching out to other women as well, and them giving you identification towards it's the same situations that maybe you went through or maybe they went through, and they find some type of closure behind it. I think that's super cool, you know, because that's not only just for women, but us men, we go through a lot of those as well, so we have a lot of identification with that as well, as far as our emotionality. So how has the pandemic actually um, been to you? Has it actually limitized you in a sense, or?
Only limitized me because I couldn't perform. But other than that, I mean, I've been fine, and I was able to put out music. So it allowed me to actually sit down and write the album and come up with the songs. So
Okay, my question to you is this: there's a lot of artists out there, and there's a lot of women just coming into the craft of singing and recording and hopefully performing. Um, is anything that you can actually give to them as far as suggestions? Either mentally, spiritually, things like that that might make them feel more encouraged.
follow their heart. Don't listen to people. If you have to try things out. If somebody says, well, don't do that, and you really feel in your heart that you want to do it and see if it works. And then if it doesn't work, then you come back and regroup. But just always go with your gut. I listened to people when I was younger. Oh, you don't need to, be singing. It's a 1 in a million chance that you'll ever be like Whitney Houston. You need to get a career. You need to go back to school. You need to do this. And so that was another reason why, it took me a while, because again, I was just kind of like, okay, well, all right. And my mom didn't know to put me in any type of music program or anything of that sort. So at least with my daughter, I know if she wanted to try it, I'll let her go ahead and go for it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I see a lot of young people get held back because they don't have support.
Right.
Because people think it's stupid or it's dumb. And I think we've all had some crazy dreams and aspirations. And I think if somebody really wants to do something, you need to be supportive. So, don't listen to them, go with your gut, and I've been doing that ever since, and I'm enjoying my life and I'm living my best life right now.
Okay. I'm sure you know other artists as well, besides you, that's actually doing the same thing. And do you feel that, they encourage you as well because they don't give up, because we all have passions. I follow my dream every day. I have more than one, you know what I'm saying? And I've been actually ridiculed in a sense, as well as what I do and other things I do. But like you, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And it works for me. Just to know that at least I could wake up in the morning and God has given me that will to go ahead and still, actually still follow my journey, And so, and for you, you have anything else that you would like them to know that might be upcoming for your career that you just might want to share?
Well, going back to your first question, a lot of the independent artists, we definitely support each other. And, because we have for the most part, we continue to keep supporting each other, we'll keep thriving. I remember, there were some people that were like, well, how come you didn't put your album out, on all the digital platforms? Why do you have it just on your website? Well,
right.
Because I was trying to make some money and I was trying to reinvest in my music, which I was able to do. Like, I wouldn't be able to talk to you today because I was able to buy equipment and things that I needed to be able to, do other things. So I know why I have to do what I have to do. So eventually it will be on the streaming platforms. But the fact of the matter is we don't get paid a lot on those streaming platforms.
No,
and so,
you're right about that.
So I had to, do what I had to do, even though it wasn't in the most popular opinion. But at the end of the day, it's me that have to take care of this stuff. So, shout out to all of those who have gone onto the website, who have downloaded the album and supported me directly. But as far as what's coming, the album will be out everywhere. So it'll kind of be like a re-release. I'm going to have some remixes coming out to a few of the songs because it's summertime and everybody's out now. So we, ready to just have a good time. So I'm excited about that.
It's been a pleasure to have you on my show, Tanqueray. I know months back, I was actually looking at your bio and I said to myself, even though that you develop your marketing strategy, I have to say to you, hats off, because
I would take my hat off, but then the camera might break.
But anyway, this has been another T-Lo video production, and my guest today is Tanqueray. Support this sister, support her brand, support her culture, support her spirituality, do that for her, and when that album drops, drop some money in her hand. You know what I'm saying? Because we all need that today. It's not even about the craft, it's about the benefits of it. And like I said, this has been another T-Lo video production, and you guys stay tuned for another episode. Thank you, Tanqueray.
Thank you.
It's not just mine, it's on her house. This is our house.
fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
It's Friday night, and I can't wait to get with you. I'm getting dressed so you can have the perfect view. And I must confess that I'm a mess, 'cause I know this ain't cool. I got a thing for you, and I can tell that you want me to. I can see it in your eyes, they tell the truth. So we can dance all night till we get it right. Never wanna stop until the morning light. This thing that hey, we're feeling, your body, my body, dance all night, doing it right, Don't wanna stop until the morning light. You take my breath away, you make me wanna stay on this dance floor. Baby, give me more of the things you do, 'cause only you make me feel the way you do when I'm dancing close to you. It's getting late. Can't wait for round two, and we'll be okay. Grab my hand and go with the flow. Baby, take me to that place where I'll never say no. This thing that we're feeling, your body, hey, dance all night, doing it right, Let's go. Feels good. You know it feels good.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.